These are good days. Everything is going good with everything. 'Cause these are good days. It's going good with everything. It's going good with everything. I know that'd be good. These are good days. Everything is going good with everything. 'Cause these are good days. Good days. Good days.
Welcome to These Are Good Days with Leanne Miller.
And Matt Barris.
Well, Matt, you shoveled your sidewalk.
I did.
And I got out of the car and I didn't have to do the prancy prance.
No, it was very shoveled.
It was very
Listen,
shoveled.
we've been buried alive
Yes,
here
buried
in
in
Ohio.
snow. We have. And also you have, I said to you, is that Stitch Fix? I mean, because Stitch Fix, if you are listening,
Listen.
they know how to dress you, Matt.
They're dressing me. Listen, I dropped a few between the flu and just a little protein intake. We're slimming down.
Okay.
So
okay,
I did a
okay.
little Stitch Fix.
Yes.
I went down a size and everything.
Well, the
And-
color that you're wearing
thank
is
you.
so good.
Thank
if
you.
you're watching on YouTube, you can see it.
Yeah, thank
You kind
you.
of coordinate the studio.
I
mean,
love-
you're kind of matching this picture
It's
behind
true.
you.
I do love a Stitch Fix.
Yeah.
I do. It's good.
I've never tried it.
It's really good.
I don't need to try it when I have Shia Style Boutique. Shia Style
fair.
Boutique, if you are listening.
And here's the thing. I love the quality of the clothes that they send too. I'm at an age where
Okay.
quality does matter.
Yeah, I think for me, the older I would get, like let's say around the age 35.
Right.
It was really quality.
I remember 35.
It was actually quality over quantity.
Yeah. Well, and here's the
I
thing.
would rather
I
have
could-
one really nice sweater
Right.
instead of four cheapy ones.
Well, and it's similar. Like I'd rather have a nice pair of pants that costs, let's say, $50.
Yeah.
Than two pair of pants that cost $25 that are going to chafe in my thighs and rub out a hole.
Hey,
Listen, did
what's
you ever rub a thigh hole in your pants?
Matt, don't you remember those jeans that I kept taking to the sweet seamstress
yeah.
in Berlin, and I kept having her patch them
Listen,
in
chubby
places.
people problems.
Listen, and I had her patching them in places that people shouldn't patch
Yeah.
jeans. And the last time I took them to her, she said, "Leanne, I think that's the last time that I should patch those."
Yeah, chubby people problems.
Matt, what can we talk about the update on your car? You were gonna get a car within this last year. There was talk of a car, and
There
I
was.
still see the same car.
Well, you're a little sneaky. You're a little sneaky. Here's the thing. The other day, literally a couple weeks ago,
Okay,
Mallory said, "You're going to try to drive your car for another school year, aren't you?"
You
And I
are,
said,
yeah.
"Yes, I am. I have 276,000 miles on that 2005 Honda CRV, and I just
Honda-
kind of want to push it to its
Listen,
limits."
Honda, if you are listening,
Honda. They honestly, maybe you should help me with this. Maybe we should do a story on Instagram and
yes,
get their attention.
Honda of Worcester. Come on now. Come on now. This man works in education. He's probably helping along your children.
Listen, that's right. I'll drive a lease.
So that's the update. You're going to try for another school
Yeah,
year?
one more
Wow.
year. One more year.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
I don't know.
very admirable.
Well, thank you. Here's the thing. If I had to spend my dollars on traveling
Oh, I know.
or
I
on a
knew
car,
you were going to say that.
It's a traveling. It's a trip.
Yeah, I
We're
knew
in
you were
that
gonna
season
say
with
that.
my kids. Now, I might not say that if we break down on the side of the road in one of our cars. I might be like, maybe this time.
It's true.
But for right now, it just feels we're in just like a really good spot, and I just hate giving my dollars away.
I know.
I do. I hate giving my dollars
like
away.
Car payments are a
know,
bummer.
right?
They're
Right?
a bummer. We don't have any car payments, and I have to say, it does feel
It feels
like it feels
good.
like freedom. If I ever got a car payment back, I would also be sad.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, it feels like a little bit. It feels like financial pressure. I
Yeah.
don't want. Listen, Matt. We had years that there was financial pressure,
Yeah.
like the kind of financial pressure that keeps you awake at night. I don't want that again.
No. But
It's not
nobody
worth
wants
it.
that. Right. Hey, speaking of snow, I'm going to tell you my good day.
Okay, go.
My good days were recently, so it would be within the last week.
Okay.
Our school was off 3 out of 5 school days for snow.
And
You know, it would be
you
maybe
just-
not last weekend to when this airs, but the weekend prior, we had a big snowstorm roll in on like Saturday night into Sunday.
How
And
many
then
days did you stay in that LL Bean robe?
I actually didn't.
You didn't.
I have a whole robe situation.
Okay, all right.
Because the robe is when you just want to be quick. I come down, I sneak around and get a coffee and blah, blah, blah. And then I go get ready. I wore like sweats when I knew I was going to be home.
Okay.
Here was the best part about the snow, the recent snow days. This is like educators, if you know the feeling of a snow day, it just feels so good. And our superintendent, Nate Schindewolf, if you're listening, he is not listening. But if he was, I just want to say thank you. Here's why.
Okay.
He called us off on Sunday night for 2 days.
That's really
here's
nice.
the invisible of that. The invisible is for families that are working, they can arrange childcare.
Yes.
Because those mornings, when you're a household with a teacher that can stay home with the kids, it feels great.
Yeah.
No stress.
Yeah.
But if you're 2 parents that are working outside the home, they have to go to jobs, to have that time to line up childcare is great. So anyway,
Well, Nate, that's being a good boss.
I know he really does think about families in that regard.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what the snow days look like, because I wrote down a list. You know, I'm a sharer.
Okay, yeah.
So our snow days and our house consisted of a few things.
Okay.
The first one is we're readers.
Yeah. I know
Readers
you
are leaders. Readers are leaders.
Oh, is that a thing? Is that a saying?
I don't know.
oh.
It just was catchy. Let me tell you about 2 authors I just came across that I am loving. So someone that I work with that is also a big reader said, okay, if you love Frida McFadden, who's like a thriller author that's hot in America right now, you would love this British author named Daniel Hurst. And Daniel Hurst, oh, it's great. He writes like they're quick turnaround, just thriller books.
Are they kind of like Harlan Coben a little bit?
Yeah. So Daniel
We
Hurst.
we love a good Harlan Coben.
I know. And the other author was Alice Feeney.
Okay.
And I read her book. It's called something like His and Hers, I think.
Okay.
His and Hers. And I read the book. And it was
isn't there a
good.
show?
And there is a
Yes.
Netflix. Someone at work
saw
today
that.
told me,
I saw that.
if you've read the book, you need to watch the Netflix series. I think it's like an 8-part miniseries. So
that.
it's His and Hers by Alice Feeney.
Listen, you got a little cough going on.
do.
You been smoking?
It's just like a
You been into my cigs?
No. I've stayed away. Okay, so we've been reading. The other thing we've been doing, we've been souping. And let me tell you about the soups that I've made.
Yes, tell me.
The first one was a baked potato soup that was so good. You boil all the dairy together with the potatoes, and then you scoop out as much as you want, and you put it through the blender. So you make it as chunky or as not chunky as you want.
Okay.
You put in sour cream.
Yeah.
You put in cheese.
Yeah.
You put in bacon
I just
bits.
did a recipe like that on
so
TV.
Good.
Yeah.
The second one I did, listen, it's from one of my favorite online cooks,
Natasha.
You knew it. Natasha's Kitchen. If you are listening, our kids love watching Natasha Kitchen recipes on YouTube.
What soup?
And we watched this one, and it was delicious. It is a roasted tomato basil soup, homemade, 100%. And here, let me tell you what you do. Why am I making tomato soup from a can? Because here's what you did: 8 tomatoes, 2 onions, cut them in half.
Wait, 8 tomatoes from the
8 whole tomatoes.
Okay.
2 onions.
Okay.
Cut them in half. Cover them in olive oil.
What am I cutting
Roast
in half?
them.
The tomatoes?
The tomatoes and the
Okay,
onions.
okay.
Roast them for about 50 minutes
Okay.
until they get a little charred.
Okay.
We're blending it. We're
Okay.
putting in cream. We're putting
Okay.
in Parmesan, and we're putting in fresh basil. It is so good. Look up Natasha, or I can put it in the show
Yeah,
notes.
put it in the show notes.
Natasha's
in the
Kitchen.
Show notes.
You're gonna love this tomato soup.
Okay.
There's 2 more things I've been doing that are important about my good day.
Okay.
The first one is I have been granny
This is a
squaring.
very long good day.
Well, it takes one to know one. Sometimes yours are long. Here's the other one. I've been granny squaring. I
yeah,
think
I
I
know
have
you have.
almost 27 granny
Will
squares.
you-
and I'm impressed
Will
with
you
myself.
post a picture on Patreon of your
Yes.
granny squares? Because I've been getting them via text, and I think everybody should see them.
I am
because
proud
it's
of
actually
myself.
very impressive.
Well, here's motivation for me is
I'm
when
so
Mallory
impressed.
did a whole class for our family, and I thought to myself, this is hard. And I did. I went through a phase where I was like, this is kind of hard for my brain. And I literally told myself, right, wrong, or indifferent, I told myself, dumb people crochet. If not all, but if someone who is just not a very intelligent person can
What?
crochet, I can crochet.
What
If that's
gauge?
I don't know, but if that's the motivation I needed, that's helped me. And I went, I can do this. I can crochet a granny square.
The crochet,
So I
the
did.
crochet gang is going to come after you
No, they're not, because I
they're
respect
all
them.
smart.
Most of them are smart. Yeah. But not all of them. There's some people, I am smarter than some crocheters out there, I'm sure. But I thought if they can do it, I can do it. Here's the last thing I did that's just so on brand.
Okay.
I went through a Murder, She Wrote phase maybe 2 winters ago.
I know you did.
I'm in a new phase. My new phase is
Hawaii Five-0?
No, it's Columbo.
Of course.
Columbo. Have you ever
Is that
watched
the guy
Columbo?
with the parakeet?
No, it's the guy. He wears a trench coat with a cigarette or cigar.
Yes,
it's Peter
yes.
Falk.
Yeah, he's
is the
good.
actor.
It's good. It's a good show.
I love Columbo.
I mean, I was probably in like 9th grade when I
It
watched
was
it.
in
but-
1975-ish.
Oh, no, I was 7.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And so Columbo and Granny Squares has been chef's kiss for me.
All right.
So
there it is.
that's my long good day.
Well, I'm going to do a short good day
Perfect.
so that the whole
I did take
podcast,
up all the time. This whole podcast is going to be about you. So let me at least indulge a little bit.
Okay, listen. My good day is something that I've been thinking about since it happened that I thought, I'm going to make that good day, my good day on These Are Good Days. Recently I went to Africa.
Yeah.
And
That's why we're here.
There were a lot of wonderful things mixed in that trip for sure.
Yeah.
But my good day was the day that I left. I had to ask you if you could take me to the airport, but you work. You could. I mean, you have like a traditional job that you couldn't take off to take me to the airport. And then I asked our friend Mel. So I asked our friend Mel to take me there. She said, I can take you to the airport. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And Mel loves Africa too.
Yeah.
Mel has lived in Uganda and visited Uganda several times, but she's also lived there.
Yeah.
And I will always look back on her taking me to the airport with such sweetness, because the whole way to the airport she was hyping me up.
Oh.
The whole way to the airport she was telling me how proud she was of me and how much I was going to love the people there and how great I was going to do. And those people, those friends that hype you up, that say, I'm so proud of you. You can do anything, and you're going to love this. This is going to be so great for you. And then I texted her thanking her for taking me. And she said, I want you to know that after you got out of the car and we hugged goodbye, I got in the car and I prayed that God, I prayed God, show Lee the things that break your heart. And I pray it breaks hers too. And I don't know. I just think the older you get, the more you know how priceless those kinds of friends are. The ones that'll cheer you on and rally around you and just really love you well in a way that makes you feel like they see the best in you.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's my good day.
Well, speaking of Africa, we are here for Africa Part 2. The last time we were together, you told us a little bit about a lot actually, about the background of Compassion, what they do, what they serve. So if you're curious about that, go back 1 week and listen to Africa Part 1, because we really do go in depth about the origins of Compassion, how your money is spent, what it looks like to sponsor a child, the things that they do,
the organization
the
itself.
offshoots they have with prenatal care and how they support single moms. We went through so many details of the organization. And so Today in part 2, I want to hear a little bit more about some of the other things you did on your trip, but also you've had about a week to reflect.
Yes.
And today when we were texting about this, you specifically want to talk about the ideas of gratitude and joy in reflection of Africa. But before we get to that part, I need you to talk to me while you were there.
Okay.
I remember one of our conversations in maybe October or November when this first started was, you go through the whole, what's it going to be like thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And one of our conversations was about the food.
Yeah.
Like, what are we eating?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I was like,
can you talk to me a little bit about the food? And it looks like from some of the pictures you shared online and that you shared with me on your phone that hospitality was a big part of this trip as well. So talk about food and hospitality.
Well, first of all, I love rice and beans.
Yeah.
And there were, at every meal, there was rice and beans. I mean,
well, Skyline Eric would not survive.
I will say there was not rice at breakfast.
Yeah.
But there was beans at breakfast.
Yeah.
And I just love that. I think it's just a hearty staple.
Yeah.
And it shows up at lunch. It shows up at dinner. Like it really shows up in their food preparation. Yeah. But also I was, I don't think I was prepared for how joyful people are there and how full of, we have so much here.
Yeah.
We have so much in the United States. And it's not until we go other places and we experience other people's lives that we really hold up a mirror to ourselves and really know how much we have.
Yeah.
And I thought people would be sad about what they have. And what I found is that when you don't have a lot, you have the choice, just like if you have a lot, but when you don't have luxury and you don't have a beautiful car and a beautiful house and all of those things that help mask what really matters. Like sometimes our comfort and sometimes our things in the United States can really position us to look like we are living full and to look like we're joyful and to look like we're grateful and to look like we have this beautiful full life. When it's not so, it's not true. Because you can have, and I would venture to say that your level of joy and your level of contentment and your level of gratitude may be greater when you are in greater need or when you are in greater want. Because when God provides, when you have those needs met, it really does feel like a miracle.
Well, it's almost like when you have a lot, I feel like sometimes, even in my life, I don't have a lot, but compared to what we're talking about, I do.
Correct. Yes.
But even in my life, Mallory and I have had seasons where we felt comfortable and seasons where we felt uncomfortable or like we're wanting something. And I know that feeling of when you are dependent on God for needs, actual needs, not wants or luxuries, but actual needs. And he comes through in only the way he can. There's an indescribable joy and contentment and like, wow, I can't believe that happened. And I think also, it prioritizes your focus.
Yeah. And also it's a proof of faith.
100%.
It's a proof of, it's really like showing you that your faith and God and what you believe, it's like where the rubber meets the road. It's like, sometimes we have some false security
100%.
in what we have. Now, I don't know how big this studio is. I'm going to guess about 75 square feet, but we were in houses and apartments that were this size. That 4 people lived in, 5 people lived this size. Like, and they were not in despair. They were not forlorn and sad. In fact, the one house we went to, and I will try to remember to story about this on Instagram on Wednesday when this episode airs. We we're in this little space, and this woman had prepared for us. Like, she had gotten ready for us, and she was so joyful. And I was looking around, everything was organized and in its place. And it was just, there was color, there was like beautiful colors. She had beautiful tapestries, like beautiful tapestries hanging, which really were probably sheets, but they added color to the room. And she took what she had and made it the best of it. It reminds me of the widow and the two talents, or the two,
the widow's mite.
The two coins, because she gave all she had,
right.
And that's how I felt in her space. Like, she was rolling out the red carpet for us, and she just kept saying, I'm just so happy. I am just so happy you are here. I'm just so happy. And I was standing there and I was like, she really is just so happy. And so at one point I'm looking around because, well, you know how my brain thinks. I'm like thinking, where is she cook? Like, there are 4 of them. Where is their kitchen?
Right.
And so I said to her, where is your kitchen? And she said, oh, in the hallway. Now, this was an apartment building that was open in the interior. So the inside was open. It's where they hung their laundry and all of that. And in the hallway, there was this galleyway setup of a kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm not even call it
that
a
she
kitchen.
shared with other people.
And I said, where's your kitchen? She said, in the hallway. I said, your kitchen's in the hallway? I said, your kitchen? She said, oh, no, we share.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Like, when's the last time you shared your kitchen?
Right.
With like 5 other rooms or 5 other apartments, and did it with such like grace and joy. And before we left her house, she was so grateful for us coming. And she said, can I pray over you all? And she said, can I pray? Can I pray for you? And we said, yes. And she said, well, I'll need to do it in Swahili because my English isn't, good enough to pray. And she prayed and prayed and prayed. I don't know what she was saying, but I could feel the presence of the Lord there. I could feel the words just soaking over us. And I felt like the Lord was just saying, I don't pay attention to boundaries. I don't pay attention to boundaries of countries. Like my generosity crosses all those thresholds. And the God that I am to her is the God that I am to you. And it just felt like I was experiencing the Lord in a different way there because of the language. Like, they were singing even a lot of their praise and worship in their language, and people were raising their hands and crying and really worshiping. And I thought, this is the God we serve. Right. The God we serve does not only do English.
Right. So you're a week out from being home. What has been sticking around in your brain? Like, when you are pulling up memories of Africa, what are things that come to the surface, or stories or people or experiences that you had that you're like, oh, that hasn't gone away?
It's just that question of what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I think that we work so hard in our careers to get to this place. And I think sometimes the goal is comfort, and the goal is just like getting to this comfortable place where we can, play manja. Not that playing that is bad, but like that we can just play board games and relax and be comfortable. And I think what that trip taught me, and I think that it's going to stick with me, is that might have been my goal at one point in my life, but that's not going to be my goal anymore. I mean, I don't want to die being comfortable. I want to keep doing and keep serving and keep living and keep giving. And we had a follow-up meeting with our team, and we had an incredible team.
You did.
We had an incredible team of people. And, the idea that you could have been on that trip, like you, because you would have loved everybody on that team. The team was just great. And when we were doing our follow-up meeting, I said to them, I feel like I've been given a gateway drug. I feel like that trip opened me up to living the rest of my life differently, and also to saying, like, and I told the leader, I told our point person or our leader, Spence, this. I said, the truth is any trip that Compassion asks me to go on in the future, I'm going.
Yeah.
The answer is going to be yes.
Right.
Because I got close enough and learned enough about that organization that I'm all in.
Yeah.
And I trust that they are doing what they say they're doing.
Right.
And because I saw it.
Right,
I mean, I saw the families, I saw it. And so I think what's sticking with me at 57, and anybody over 50 listening to this, I would say this to you too, is, you know, when you see a need or when you see something, like, what are you going to do? Like now, like for me, now that I know what I know, how am I going to live differently and what am I going to do about it?
So you mentioned when we started talking about this that, you know, sometimes the goal of our career is, you know, playing board games and comfort.
Comfort.
What threat is comfort to us? Like if there's someone on the other side that says, well, yeah, I want to be comfortable. I want to have, you know, a bank account that doesn't stress me out.
And
I want to
take it easy.
Like, what do you see as why is
danger?
Comfort a threat or a danger to our lives?
Because you become self-focused. It becomes about what you want to do, where you want to go, what games you want to play, where you want to spend the afternoon. Like, comfort also makes us, I think it makes us kind of complacent. Now, am I saying that taking an afternoon to play board games with your friends, it's not bad at all.
Right.
Or going on vacation, or Daryl and I are taking the month of March and going to Hilton Head.
Right.
Now we're going to be doing some work there because we have a place there. So we're going to be, I mean, Daryl, he about the one time we went, I said, honey, you're about killing me, because we were.
Well, now his ticker's new. He's going to really get stuff done.
We're scrubbing the beams and the walls and, but.
Like from the window to the walls?
Yeah, pretty much. That's funny. And that's not bad. I'm not saying that's bad. I just think if that is your goal to be that day in and day out, who are you serving? What are you serving? What difference besides for yourself are you making?
Right. So here's I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way. As a 57-year-old, white, middle class, evangelical, straight, all the things.
Yeah.
We have all the same things, except I'm a boy and you're a girl.
Yeah. I'm a little older.
And older. What does discomfort look like for you? So, you know, when we talk about comfort being a threat to us, how is this experience making you uncomfortable in a positive way to change your mindset? What does that look like?
I would say right out of the gate, it's making me evaluate my wants. Like I had been toying with, and I think I've even told you this, that I had been, you know, Daryl has mentioned in the past, like the idea of building a house and, you know, and I think, oh, I'd love to have a bigger room to entertain. I have shelved that. Like, I don't need a bigger house. I don't need more space. We don't need to spend more money. If we're going to spend more money, we're going to spend it sponsoring more children.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so impressed, amazed, inspired by how many people were DMing me on social media telling me that they already sponsored 3, 4, and 5 children with Compassion.
Wow.
Now, Matt, do the math. I don't know what 43 times 5 is, but that's a chunk of change.
Right.
Every month.
Right.
So we've already sponsored our second child, Adrian.
I love that.
And For me, I guess and Spence said this the other day in our meeting. He said sometimes people come back from these trips and they like want to do something drastic.
Right.
They want to sell everything. They want to, they want to deprive themselves, all of that. I don't think it's that for me as much as it is evaluating my life and saying, be content. You don't need to want for more. All your needs are met. And what are you going to do going forward to continue to leave a legacy and help and really just expand the kingdom of God?
Right.
Like, what are you going to do? And I don't know what all those answers are.
Right.
But I'm open to learning what they are.
Right.
Because sacrifice to me, I don't necessarily want to sell everything and move to Nairobi.
Right. Right.
I mean, now if God would ask me to do that, I would hope that I would be open to that, but I don't think he's asking me to do that. I think he's asking me what am I going to do? Like, now that I know, what am I going to do? And how does it, really the question you're asking, how does it look like? What does that look like in my life?
Right.
Well, I know it looks like not building a bigger house,
Right.
and it looks like you need a car. I don't necessarily, my car has 157,000 miles on it. It's a 2017.
Right.
Of course, our accountant has even said you need to buy a car. And I'm like, no, I don't. And now I even feel that way more. Like, no, I don't need another car.
Right.
I don't need a car. I love my car. My car's 8 years old, but it runs great. And so in those areas right away, I feel that.
Yeah, I love that. I think it would be interesting for the moment in the future when I'm putting this out in the world, when I go on a compassion trip someday with you, and how that impacts the way that I view the world with my children. Because I even think now, I think there are ways that we show contentment in our home with our kids, in the way that we talk about stuff, in the way that we process even something as silly as a birthday party. Like, how do we do birthdays? And for us, our dear friend Meredith Alexander, who I work with, one of the things that she did that we started implementing was our kids can either have a gift, like a decent gift, or a birthday party with friends. We're not doing both. We're not buying a lot of gifts. We're not having big birthday parties. Yeah. And so our son Luca, he chose to have friends. And so he was allowed to invite 5 friends. And we did that this year, and we got him a small gift for his birthday. And so even little things like that to show contentment, to show like, the world does not revolve around you.
Right.
The world, we are not here to serve all of your every desire. I think those things are so helpful in cultivating gratitude and joy in our homes and in our everyday life.
I will use my mentor, Miriam, as an example. That we got together for lunch recently, and she was telling me that she started volunteering at the Love Center 3 times a week. Now, Miriam is in her 70s.
Yeah.
She has always been a powerhouse locally with merchandising and working.
Right.
I mean, you wanted the reputation of her team at Dutch Corp and at Walnut Creek Cheese and Market was you wanted to be on Miriam's team.
Right.
You wanted to get hired and be on her team. And, she's retired. And so she has had to transition into what it looks like to be doing something instead of just being at home with her feet up all day. Because listen, I want to tell you something. That sounds like it would be great, but after having several days at home, snow days, yes, it's wonderful, but then you're ready to get back to work. And so she is working at the Love Center and doing intakes and getting to know people, interviewing them, doing all of that. And I'm like, this is what doing, serving, and saying, what can I do for my community around me versus just being comfortable.
Well, and I think, to your point, I think that sometimes comfort, financial security, the desire to not have to do anything, those sound so good. It sounds so good. But I don't know about you, but I'm turning 41 this week. My birthday's on Saturday, February 7th.
I know it is.
At 41 years old, in my young years, to some of you on the other side of the microphone, of 41 years, I have come across people in my young life that have very fat bank accounts, that have very large homes, and that don't have a lot of purpose in what they do every day. It looks like a lot of sitting around. It looks like a lot of shopping. I don't know how people fill their days, but I will tell you that people that I've come across that lack purpose or lack motivation in that regard, or lack life outside of their own insular, ecosystem in their home, it is a very sad place to be, and it becomes very self-focused. And so for people like Miriam that are maybe retired, or for the people that I've come across in my life that may have a large, comfortable life, but find purpose outside of their home, that is commendable, because to me, what it looks like is it's taking what you have and giving it away. But when that doesn't happen,
Miriam is not paid for her time at the Love Center. She's a volunteer.
Right. But when that doesn't happen, when we just sit in our comfort, it's like bed rot. It's just like, what is the purpose of all of it if you're not doing anything with it? And I think that's a sad lesson to learn, that I think probably most people see it in other people. I don't know a lot of multimillionaires that are listening to the podcast, but if we've probably come across those people where it's like your life doesn't have a whole lot of purpose when you're not doing anything outside of your own small little ecosystem.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of it too, is, you can come back to your life and whatever your level of comfort looks like, but how are you going to be intentional to stay out of that? Yeah,
what am I going to
insulated
What am I now
ecosystem?
going to do about it?
Yeah.
And one thing I want to be committed to is, and I've said this since I got serious about social media in 2020, is I want to leverage my influence and my platform to help other people.
Yeah.
Whether that's Huddle, whether that's compassion, whether that's my neighbors.
Right.
But I want to be doing. I don't want to be just being.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about food. Listen, it's funny that you brought up Miriam, because I already had this written down.
Okay.
Today I want to talk about the other side of Walnut Creek Cheese and Market.
Okay.
And it's their home goods
they're
area.
kitchenwares.
So recently we did, when we started Patreon a few months ago, we have a Patreon, if you didn't know.
Yes, and it's in the show notes. If you want to learn,
the show notes.
I just saw we had a new Patreon person come through yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you want to explore Patreon, see what it's all about, we are going to schedule a live.
We have the date. We have the date in our heads.
Yes.
But we haven't published it yet. We have a date where we're going to be live with everybody, drinking frothy coffee and chatting.
Sign up for Patreon. There's two levels, $5 a month and $10 a month. We would love to see you there.
Patreon, if you're unfamiliar with Patreon's kind of like a way to say, hey, thanks for doing what you're doing. For us, we're not paid to do this. And so Patreon's a way to show your support for a podcast that you listen to.
It's like a subscription.
Yeah, but also for different levels, we offer different things. So we've posted recipes. We have bonus episodes if you're in the highest tier. We're in the month of February. This would be a great time to join, because we are going to do a live virtual event during the month of February. So if you want to be part of that, you're going to want to be in our family level membership, our highest level member. And so we do a lot with Patreon, but for our first 2 months of Patreonship, Walnut Creek Cheese and Market, we went there together and we picked out some of our favorite things. And it was one of our favorite dish rags that they sell.
It's the world's greatest dish rag. It's what it's called.
And then also a scrubby made by an Amish woman, a local Amish woman.
I love those scrubbies
for Walnut Creek Cheese and Market. And so those got in the hands of our Patreon. It was the first 2 months people.
It was first 100 people.
Yeah. And they got in the hands of everybody recently. And it's been so fun to see people take pictures.
Selfies. Yes.
I know we've gotten a lot of selfies on Instagram or on our Patreon of people, or in our private Facebook group of people posting them with their gifts. And so it's been really fun to see. So So Walnut Creek Cheese and Market is one of those places when you come to Amish country, you don't want to miss their kitchenware section because they have everything you could want to outfit your home. I actually have a couple things that we're looking for that I need to go down there and look for.
What? Tell me what they are.
Well, the two things, our immersion blender broke.
Oh, they
recently.
have wonderful ones there.
I need an immersion blender.
Okay.
And you know, this is going to sound, I did tease people in my head for this.
Okay.
I teased you. And I don't think you even know that I teased you.
Okay.
At one point you had a battery operated grinder, like a pepper grinder. You used to at your old house. I don't know if you still do.
You made fun of me.
But now I want one. I want an electric, either
they
a
have 'em there.
rechargeable or
Yeah,
a battery powered
'em.
pepper mill.
Yeah, they have them.
Because listen, I'm almost 41.
I know.
And these wrists, they're not made for grinding. I want I want a little bit of
That feels
luxury
inappropriate.
in my wrists because these wrists are too old to grind.
Okay, yeah, well, you know, they really do. You can spend an hour over on that side of the store.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
So
I was saying, I think it was last week or the week before. I feel like, no, I said it in my stories, in my Instagram stories this week. I feel like you could spend a good hour and a half at Walnut Creek Cheese.
100%.
It's
actually a destination.
Especially,
in and of itself.
especially the flagship store.
Yes.
At
in
the
Walnut
foot
Creek.
of Walnut Creek. It's in an area that local people refer to as the Walnut Creek Flats.
Yeah, the flats.
It's like a flat straight stretch, and it's just
Yeah.
there.
Don't get a
And
ticket
it's-
there either.
Don't
People
get a ticket
speed
there.
through
Oh yeah, they do.
Listen, the other thing is if you do visit Walnut Creek Cheese and Market in Walnut Creek, please stop by our shrine, light a candle for us, pray for us. There's a very large poster of our logo.
So funny.
It's so kind. I've had people, especially I got a couple people over like the Christmas holidays when they were there shopping or they were in town or off work. A couple people send me pictures of them with our poster in the background and
I
we're like,
love
oh my
that.
gosh, look who I ran into.
I love that.
And it was us.
Listen, I was in there not long ago. I don't even think I've told you this yet. And I just look poor. I look poorly. I look poorly. I didn't have makeup on. I think my ponytail was lopsided. I just look poorly.
You just did you were doing your things.
I was just hustling through there with my cart. And there were two ladies by our shrine, and they were being so sweet. They're like, oh, they have recipes today. And the one lady pointed at me and she said, you know, I have met her in person before. And I was like, oh, she don't even recognize me.
That is hilarious.
Doesn't even recognize me.
That's amazing.
And I just kept walking by with my cart, and I thought, oh, I can't say anything.
That is amazing.
I can't just like disappoint her. She'd be like, wow. But I was walking right by him. She goes, I met her in person once. And I was like,
amazing.
It's me.
That's amazing. Hey, also, if you're joining us maybe on YouTube or if you've seen pictures of what we're doing on Instagram or some videos that we post, we do need to shout out The Nest and Frentique. It's a local shop here in Worcester. It's a secondhand shop that benefits
We love
hospice.
them.
They did our set decorations, and we love the work that they do. They actually
we do want to get me a different chair though.
Yeah.
We have decided it's not very flattering.
Yeah, I would never say that, but I'm glad you did.
Yes.
Yeah, you can say it.
Yes.
But they recently won an award. Did you see this on Facebook?
No.
Well, Frentique and The Nest recently won an award in Worcester for their beautiful windows.
Of course they did.
And that's what drew us to them is they're so good with set decorations and setting a window.
I love their stores.
I know.
I would say they're thrift stores, but they're really kind of a upgrade from a thrift store.
Yeah,
they're just so it's so nice. If you come to Worcester, those two stores you really just have to stop and see.
Hey, well, thanks for sharing your continued thoughts about Africa and your week out reflections.
Yes, you're welcome.
This will not be the last time that we talk about Compassion International. I think it's going to stick around for us for a while and become a part of our mission as well here.
I hope so.
At These Are Good Days. Hey, whether ordinary or extraordinary, we hope you see that these are good days.
This episode brought to you by Walnut Creek Foods.